I was this close to the weekend. This fucking close to the weekend. And here y'all go throwing me in the group chat with some bullshit. And I'm gonna talk about it. Alright, you white motherfuckers. All eyes on me. This is the I Refuse podcast. This is Mr. Fox, the I Refuse podcast. Yesterday, I left to go get some Mission Barbecue to feed my African American household. Came back to some mess. First of all, let me say, protect black women at all costs. At all costs. It was not on my bingo card this year to read that allegedly, you're going to be hearing that 1,000 times during this video, Tamron Hall, I can't even believe I'm about to say this. Allegedly, Tamron Hall, respected journalist, reporter, talk show host, like tens across the board, got an abortion by 45. If you've been following the I Refuse podcast, oh, wait a minute. I miss Fox I Refuse podcast, whatever. If you've been listening to the I Refuse podcast since 2020, you don't have to listen regularly. Just pop in for a little yang, put it on every once in a while. For the rest of my life, I will never refer to that man by his last name. It would always be by the number president that y'all allowed him to be, to serve as a reminder of a low point, a sunken place that we've been in since. So, allegedly, this lady got pregnant by 45, and 45 forced her to have an abortion. Aside from the obvious part that it is very troubling because Tamron Hall is so classy based. So classy based, so regal, so intelligent, could have, and I'm just entertaining the possibility that this is true, could have had anybody. I know that she got married later in life, dated married later in life. Didn't know too much about her prior to maybe 2014, 2015. But she had it going on. Still does. How did that come to be? How did that come to be? I don't know when this could have been. I don't know who put this out there. But I'm very clear that his camp over there are pulling out all the stops. Like nothing's off base. To, no stunt is impossible. The timing of this jab or this straight that this lady caught, assuming it's true, tells me that this is just a ploy. And I don't get the point of the stunt when it's so careless like this. Assuming it's true, where in the history of life was this even was this even possible? Yes, we know 45 has a a gift of gab, and that he is very much loose in the pants, allegedly. Um, to marry this man means you are leaving the door open for women to share him with, allegedly. Now that I think about it, the only time I could think this to be possible is during his current marriage. I hate that I'm even entertaining this, but it's very troubling to me that we're in a world right now where something you did, a private matter, a very intimate matter, such as being pregnant, such as an abortion, which, if it's true, a blessing in disguise. That it was even brought up at this point. And why at all? And when you are a person that's on the receiving end of this, like your name is in the mix with this person. Bold us all over, like, like a feather. And we're scratching our heads like, what? How? Why? And this is not even going to go in the direction of shaming a woman. Because we've all been there. We've sat across, and I've heard stories from some of my girlfriends. We've sat across many a date, many a table, a conference room, a mixer from somebody that is charming, has the gift of gab, and turns out later this person has the public image of a wallaby, like a lech, just nothing favorable, right? It could very well be possible that this man was bagging a lot of women back in the day. And when I say back in the day, 15, 20 years ago. Very, very much possible. But as the woman in the equation, people are probably side-eyeing her like, and it's so unfair. Like, as respected as Tamron Hall is, what this association, the news of this association at that coming out at this point, and how it coincides with her success at this point, people are going to look at her unfavorably. And this guy's just going to get another pat in the back. I mean, he's already allowed to, I guess, campaign for another term, even with active felonies and convictions and SA settlements. Another video for another day. But when I came back from Mission Barbecue yesterday with my pulled pork and my turkey and my cornbread, my two sides, and all the, all the fixings, I could have launched myself out the window over this. It like we're losing control. I am not of the mindset or the attitude that we shame women. Um, like I said, we've sat across many a tables, man, woman, non-conforming identities or whatever. Whether it's speed dating or it's a plenty of fish match or it's a it's a it's a blind date. Some dudes crash out early in the date. Could be nerves, could be anxiety. They've never had someone that's so attractive. It could be an aesthetically pleasing person that's knee deep in the lifestyle. And you're in a position sometimes where you're like, okay, I don't think this is going to be a long term thing, but that doesn't mean this can't be like a maintenance date. And, you know, we're not that far removed right now from the stuff that people are digging up on another black woman, her dating history, and the conspiracy theories around that. Even though the timelines are way out of, are nowhere in any kind of overlap, that we are not publicizing the discuss at the level that the disrespect is being heightened and discussed, particularly when it comes to black women. The moment that Kamala Harris was running, y'all were digging up old clips of her with Montel Williams. Y'all even went so far back to talk, to bring up the older man that was not with his wife, separated, and I believe was literally like already on the road to divorce. Long before she became an intern. But see, y'all try to make this connection that when you have a successful black woman that's doing really well, y'all bring up an old story or an old connection back when times were different. And there's a whole discussion, like Charlemagne the Goddess said, about the trivial shit. If this woman, if Tamron Hall has not crashed out over this, assuming it's true, it's all alleged. If at a moment in time in her life that she got caught up in the charm and the image and everything that people are known to do, and 45 knocked her up and pressed her to get an abortion, and she did, allegedly, that has no bearing on her credibility. Like, it pisses me off that people will, you know, in the same breath that we want to claim that we're about protecting black women, protecting women, we still have this archaic view that all women are fucking their way to the top. Now, it is one thing to be a black woman, to be a woman of color, walking your own path and doing your work, doing, you know, fulfilling your purpose. You haven't lied to anybody. You haven't defamed anybody. You haven't pulled any kind of stunt or exercised any kind of lick back because people are lying and, dragging your name through the mud. For which I will speak. It is not as if it's not already hard enough, especially now more than ever, where y'all are getting X'd out in your sleep. Y'all are being harassed and murked because you rejected somebody or you didn't give somebody the time of day. You were harassed. You were stalked. You were followed home. And it's doubly, triply worse. I know triply is not a word, but I'm using it. When you are a black woman, a woman that's a person of color, in the limelight, trying to exist in your purpose at a time where there is no such thing as a personal life. Now, or in allegedly Tamron Hall's case, then. Thus continuing this theme that tipped me off when y'all were coming at, bringing up Kamala Harris's past. And those that do shit like that, it's clear to me what side of the pew y'all are in the world. Like, it's not even about being fit or being qualified for such a position. It's about trying your best, either directly or indirectly, to make the other person look bad or look unqualified or disqualifiable for the position. Because of this idea that women, particularly black women, sleep their way up to the top. It can't be that a woman can date whomever she wants, and just because she's on the arm of a person doesn't mean they're sleeping together. Thankfully, we have not seen either one of these ladies crash out. We have not seen any slip up, any passing out drunk nights. Two classy based, intelligent, successful, accomplished, award winning. The statistics and the stats, they clock them. Yet here y'all go, really trying to take another black woman down. This is Mr. Foxy I Refuse podcast. Hope you had a great time, like I did. I'm back. I Refuse podcast season 6 available everywhere, as well as the previous 5 seasons, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, there's a YouTube channel here, I Refuse Podcast. Follow the Twitter at I Refuse Podcast, all one word. Instagram at I Refuse Podcast, _ between the words. Usual Suspects Podcast, I Refuse Podcast After Dark if you feel ever so inclined. And I will catch you guys and gals later. Peace. Fendi, like the bag. This is the I Refuse.